blockchain podcast where we're not selling you nothing, we're selling itself. Yo, what's going on, guys? Right back at you. Extra special guest in the building, Seema Alexander.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on, Queen? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. What's going on, Malik?
Oh, man, just watching you do your thing, man. Like, I done see you on more panels than anybody out here. Like, what's going on? Shout out to Midwestcon, shout out to Rob.
Absolutely. I think it's because you see the pink.
I mean, she got the pink power suit on, you know what I mean? Screaming boss in the building. How's it going? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm very impressed. This is my second year at Midwestcon. Always there to support Rob.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, I love when I come to conferences and I learn, and I'm learning.
Oh yeah. Well, shit, but if you learning, you damn sure teaching. You know what I mean? Because I done learned a lot from you this week. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you, Malik.
What made you want to get into the world of AI? I ain't gonna say disruptive AI, but we're gonna do
right?
Yeah. Everything, it's disruptive. We're shaking everything up. You know what I mean? We're shaking the whole foundation up. You know?
Yeah, you look. My story always goes with being really personal. So
that's right.
My parents were immigrants from India in the 70s.
That's right.
Came here with nothing, one of those stories.
True, that's true.
The first Indian vegetarian restaurant in Washington, D.C., catty corner to the White House.
Wow, that's crazy.
Grew to a couple locations, a travel agency. The long of the short goes that in the 90s, it went from doing really well to close to bankruptcy.
Wow, okay.
And if you imagine, a lot happens in a household when both companies, lots happen personal.
Oh, yeah, come on now.
So
life be lifing, you know what I mean?
Life be lifing, but the reality is I spent a lot of my career obsessing on why businesses fail and why they succeed. I did corporate scent for many years. I had an advisory practice. I had about 1,000 founders and CEOs I worked on to help reposition companies to scale, over $100 million in revenue growth, all this stuff. But I realized as I was kind of working through a lot of my advisory clients, some of them are on the emerging tech side, and I'll get to the crux of this in a second. But as I started to understand AI, I had a company that I was advising 3 years ago.
Okay.
That was early stage in this agentic stuff. Very
right.
early enough that they were consulting Google. Like it was.
Wow.
And as I was working with them, I was like, man, this stuff is more powerful than they had on the internet.
That's real. Yeah.
And for me, I just started thinking about my parents' business. I was like, man, like you know what was different in the 90s? It was the rise of the internet.
Oh yeah.
And so for them,
Web 1.
Yeah, it was the moment that they weren't paying attention to when technology was crossing the chasm.
Yes.
All the digital SEO websites, all that stuff is one side where their competitors were. My dad was in travel, and like overnight, you see Expedia. You see
Right. Yeah. Just cut them out the picture, like you know what I mean?
For real.
Yeah.
That's exactly what so many businesses are going to go through in the next couple of years.
Right. That's why everybody asking, is AI going to take my job?
Yeah. AI is going to take more than jobs.
Oh, yeah.
The reality is that AI is going to take businesses and segments of businesses.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm on this mission to educate 1 million SMBs, small and medium-sized businesses.
Right.
Educate. We have a company that helps create agentic solutions, but it's really about we're in the biggest technological shift, not only in business but of our life.
Of life, yeah. That's real. Yeah. This is that real crossroads moment, like you know what I mean, in life and totality, basically, like you know what I mean. So that's real. Like, what got you interested in this? Like, what made you say, like, you know, I'm gonna just really dive into this AI world? And
well, once I saw that, I was like, I can't unsee it.
Right.
Because of all of this, it's like I felt like a sense of pride, like responsibility.
Like, yeah.
You know, and part of it, look,
That's true.
I'm not a sitting here and just saying I'm doing this for as a nonprofit, right? There's opportunity when these moments happen. But for me, it's like I want these opportunities to be the right opportunities to educate, to show people how to use the technology, build a technology that's going to be transformative.
Facts.
To me, this is the most exciting moment to be alive in certain aspects, but also the craziest moment to be in other aspects.
You know what I mean? All at the same damn time, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like, we in a crazy world. Like, you know, were you always a disruptor?
I feel like I've always been more I think in the cutting edge of tech over the last several years, because I've been playing around with blockchain and Web3 stuff and emerging tech and obviously with AI, but like I've always felt like I'm a little different.
Right, yeah.
Don't really play by the rules a lot.
That's
But
right.
that's all right, right?
But that's what's needed though. That's what it takes, because if you don't have that, like the resiliency probably wouldn't be where it needs to be at. You know what I mean? And your drive and ambition probably wouldn't be either. But I find that like us people, especially like shout out to all the queens, the women of Web3, you know what I mean? Shout out to all the women in tech that's pushing boundaries, paving the way, you know what I'm saying? Like Seema, because y'all are underrepresented and y'all don't get as much love as y'all deserve and need. And that's one of the things that we love doing on the blockchain podcast, you know what I mean? Giving y'all flowers and y'all gems while y'all here, while y'all in real time. Why you doing it? Not waiting until after it's done, you know what I mean? Why you still paving the way? Why you still grinding up, you know what I mean? Why you still building and scaling up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I want to add something because for me, it's not about being a woman in tech. It's about adding value.
Right. That's right.
I
Yeah.
got taught that from a mentor, really early in
Right.
my career, and so I don't look. I have a little bit of a younger face, but I'm almost 50.
Right.
I've been the Indian girl in the room at a young age in my career with all white men multiple times over.
Hello.
And you just keep building off of that. But the reality is, if you're adding value,
That's it. Yeah.
that's it. Yeah, there's nothing that you can't negate.
And they can't take that from you.
You can't.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been my mantra my entire career is if I'm in a room and if I'm not adding value, I don't belong there.
Don't belong there. That's true. That's real. It's like in the disruptive, because everybody uses that word. That word nowadays, like disruptive. But what does disruptive mean to you in disruptive AI?
That's such an important. Disruptive to me, it's one thing. It's funny because that word was on my vision board before it was my company. So
Yeah.
I feel like I've always been a disruptor.
You put it there, or somebody else put it?
No, so vision boards are something I've done 2 in my life. The first one came about 95% true. The last one I'm like in 18 months in, it's tracking.
Tracking, okay.
And it's one of the most powerful exercises because you don't realize with words and pictures and stuff that you can put on a paper that your subconscious wants way more for you than
Of
you
course.
believe,
Right?
And this is like real things, big things. So for me, when I've always been a disruptor.
Right.
I like working with companies that want to reimagine industry.
That's right.
I like working with companies and people that know that it's not about the status quo. I'm unique.
Right.
And I bring a unique quality.
That's
and
right, yeah.
come to this world, and I'm here to solve real problems.
Hello.
And, in this particular time and instance with AI, like, you can reimagine industry in ways that you've never ever imagined.
Of course.
And it takes a visionary and it takes somebody to also get educated and feel like, what, we can do this.
Of course, yeah.
And to me, that's what disruption is, right? So for disruptive AI, it's like we are at the state and moment, but it takes people, it takes expertise, it takes vision, and that's that's all I want to surround myself
All in one, yeah.
and execution. Right?
Yeah. Now that vision is key, especially like you said, because most of us creators, entrepreneurs, we are visionaries, you know what I mean? Because what we're going after, our goals, our tasks, like whatever we're trying to achieve, it's not tangible yet, you know what I mean? So if we can't see it, we can't achieve it. So coming up with the vision boards is very, it's fundamental really, you know what I mean? Because even if you are a visionary, because it re-implements what you already see and what you already envision for yourself, and it just gives you like you said, it puts it subconsciously to where it's like, okay, yeah, this is happening. It's tangible right now.
It's tangible. I look at it every day for inspiration or if I'm stuck on something, but it's not just the business side, which is a major part of it, right? It's what do I want my life to look like? What do I want my family to look like? What do I want my health to look like?
Right.
We're all we have to look at ourselves as more of a holistic being, right?
That's
it's
right.
not just one-sided.
Can't, no.
I think without that balance, life isn't
man,
as crazy as it
is. Yeah. The balance is what keep us going. You know what I mean? Balance is what keep us going. And keep things the balls turning. The wheels turning. But the key breakthroughs I want to say, because technological advances like hardware, algorithms, data, and availability, how does all of that play a role in the AI and disruptive AI?
Look, we're working on agentic solutions. So basically that means that there's 2 parts to the way I look at it, or a couple parts, but when you're going in and doing a lot of the work that's extremely repetitive and task oriented, that's when like intelligent workflows can take over the stuff that you're
that's
like,
true.
I hate to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Then it opens up, what I say, human agency, your time to do the things that matter. So it's like all the partnerships you want to create, be more creative, be more strategic. It's like, you know, how many people tell me, like, I hate my job because I do the same shit every day.
Right.
And
Come on.
that
so many
people don't even feel purposeful in.
No. You're not being fulfilled.
You're not. So like that's just one part of what AI can do, right? And that's just like automation at the sort of exponential side. The thing where the agentic stuff is going right now, it's semi-autonomous. Eventually, it'll become autonomous. Like this is the first tech that can do work for you on your behalf.
On your behalf,
right? And to be on the forefront of a lot of that, and knowing I already know how business is going to change, right? I work what the future of business is going to look like. So for me, our baseline at Disruptive is we're going to make your business intelligent. That is our vision.
Make your business intelligent, guys and girls. How about that? Make your business intelligent. Now that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Because see, now we get to elevate. You know, I mean, everything is always evolving, but now we get to elevate, and it's like whatever we can think of, we can pretty much make happen. Like, you know, like just even with 3D printers involved right now in the world. Like, it's like whatever we really want to.
It's possible.
Anything is possible. All possibilities. Like anything. There's nothing impossible no more. Like they have to change that movie with the Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible. Like they got Tom Cruise, man. Get yourself an AI agent, Tom Cruise. That should be in the next fucking time.
You know what? He doesn't need AI agent. He does all his stunts himself.
No, he does. Yeah, he does. Like that guy's crazy. Yeah, he is. Like, he a robot. Yeah, he a robot. He's an android. Yeah, Tom Cruise is already an android. That's a fact. Word. He already an android. You're right. You're right about that. That's just crazy. So like, what are some of the? Is there anything that you I'm gonna say scared about, but is there anything that you're
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Fuck it. Let's take it there.
Look, I mean, there's a utopia side and a dystopia side, right? The crazy shit of like I have an 11 and 15-year-old.
Right.
I think about my kids and like sort of their life in the future.
Facts.
If it was up to Elon Musk, and he's always a little bit late, but we're gonna have more humanoids than people on this planet by
2040. 2040. Wow.
Like, think about it. That's not too long from now.
That's early. Yeah.
Like even just thinking that, and just the way that like life is going to be, because intelligence is going to be part of a lot of what we do.
Of course, right.
The reality is too that we're at the weakest time of this technology, right? And so it's going to get smarter and smarter.
Yeah.
And what I do know is kind of crazy is that there are thousands of people and developers, what I should say, around the world trying to break this thing called artificial general intelligence.
Oh yeah.
Basically,
AGI thing,
becomes smarter than humans, but
more sentient.
It becomes sentient. It has feelings. It's real.
Yeah.
So for me, like I feel very good at this stage because I think we can work on all the known unknowns.
The known, yeah.
Once you start getting to that place, there are a lot of unknowns that we don't even know what, you know. So that, like, to me, there is this like every phase of this is going to be different. I think some businesses, like we've been talking about this conference, are making some stupid mistakes. Like, there's this intelligence that is going to go after our children in ways that and scams and deep fakes, right? And
the deep fakes crazy.
Yeah. And then there's this other beautiful side that's going to solve some of the biggest problems in our world that humans cannot do on our own.
Yeah. Because it is a lot that we can't do, but then it's a lot that is like you said, like just those tedious tasks that are so time consuming for us as humans that, like, you know, why wouldn't we delegate that work to, you know, somewhere that we could just offset, you know what I mean, and streamline time and make it more efficient, right? Like, I mean,
and I mean, look, I think in the future there's going to be a place, like right now there is this whole uncertainty with jobs. There's going to be a big
yeah.
But this is what I keep telling people. I was like, remember the early stages of the internet. All of these new jobs started to come year after year after year. SEO, digital, e-commerce. There's so many things in every industry.
Right.
You know, industries are going to be shook up, but there are going to be all these new segments of jobs, and that's also where the opportunity comes.
And look how many remote jobs there are now. Come on, guys and girls. I know a lot of y'all people don't even want to go to the office no more. Y'all know y'all a lot of those remote jobs. Like, it was the internet that provided that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, been able to do with that.
Right. Like, so
honestly, COVID is what provided that.
Yeah. That's true. COVID opened the door. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's what y'all doing. That's what y'all doing your remote work at. You know what I mean? So why not take advantage of it fully and utilize some of these AI tools, you know, and platforms that are here to make your life a little bit easier. You know, and be able to expand what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like to continue to build on it, and without the necessary funding or certain resources or even certain team members, you know, like it's like, and it cuts out the middleman. Like
it does, but always ask those questions on, where are you putting your data? What does that look like? What, you got to kind of manage your own risk and your own risk tolerance around this stuff. There's a lot of great tools out there already.
Right.
And just, know where it's coming from.
You got to know where it's coming from, yeah.
Even at this conference, there's so many people talking about like all the ways to help mitigate a lot of the things, right?
Right.
We don't know what we don't
know. Yeah.
I tell you, ChatGPT is my best friend.
Oh yeah, man. Come on, ChatGPT, man, is like, man, it's the winner right now. Like this.
It makes me, and I'm normally an efficient person.
Right. Yeah. It's like it's yeah.
My life.
And then I seen you on the panel say yesterday when the lesson was like, yo, would you let your kids handle the AI like unsupervised or whatever? He was like. Well, no, you said maybe. You just said maybe, yeah. You just said maybe.
Older one and a younger one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I think out of anybody, I'm probably talking a lot about AI at my house more than most people.
Right, yeah. So everybody handling it, yeah.
But it's true. I mean, there's a lot of risk with kids right now.
Right.
And part of it is just it's the way that these large language models are created. So if the ChatGPT is always telling you every idea is a good idea because it's trained like
Facts,
that,
yeah.
then all of a sudden your kid thinks every idea is a good
And
idea.
a good idea, yeah.
So there are lots of nuances that we have not even started to go around.
And it's just like we haven't been having these conversations for 20 years or 10 years yet. Yeah. You know what I mean? As far as the air, so it's like we still ground floor, and people got to understand that, like with any other industry or market, like comes governance and and things that's needed to to make it. I know you're in a tight time frame. Before we get out of here, any advice you got for anybody that wants to get into the world of AI? Especially like young women.
Oh man, educate. Like, there's education everywhere. I have a podcast called the AI CEO Podcast.
That's right. Shout it out. Where can they see it? Where can they check it out?
AI CEO Podcast with Seema Alexander. I mean, it's focused on helping non-technical CEOs, founders, business leaders really understand what's actually happening and innovate with it and other things. But Google, Microsoft, all of these companies have so much great education and it's free, right? Like, and that's the one thing you cannot not do is educate yourself, and the other thing you can't do is not play with the technology.
No, don't play with it. Don't play.
If you do both of those, you'll start to see what is possible. You'll start to see like, oh my God, this can make my life easier. You can get less scared about it.
Right.
You start thinking about if you own a business, what could this even mean for my
business?
What could it mean?
Yeah.
Get some experts. Start working with people. Like
That's right.
I think you got to educate. Foundationally, you got to educate.
Got to, yeah. That's key. Yeah. And so like, last thing before we get out of here, like what parameters do you think need to be put in place right now?
Parameters, it's all the risk and transparency and like making sure that some of the, there's so many here.
Yeah,
right?
It is.
A lot of what we've been talking about at this conference and many AI conferences,
right.
It's about knowing where this information is coming from, how it's being used, knowing your own privacy and where your data is going.
Right.
I think there's a lot to figure out, but using some of the bigger brands right now, like supposedly, they're operating in terms and conditions policies are have some of that considered, but not all. We don't know what we don't know.
We don't know, right?
Yeah. There's a lot more to that.
Just
question.
be cautious.
Be cautious, but it's like
but don't be scary.
Trust and verify.
Right.
Trust, but verify.
Yeah. Because scare money don't make money. Don't be scary, but just do your research, do your due diligence.
Do your due diligence. Start playing.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, Queen. I know you got to go. Yeah. I appreciate your time. It was my pleasure having you. And before we get out of here, what's your social media for the people?
Oh, at Seema Alexander. I'm on LinkedIn. That's my big platform. Instagram and TikTok as the AI CEO podcast. And YouTube. That's a big channel for the AI CEO podcast.
That's right, man. Go check the AI CEO podcast. You know what I mean?
Big shout out real quick.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm going to be throwing a big conference called AI BusinessCon, April 6th and 7th in D.C. That's going to be for small and medium-sized businesses and this whole business transformation. So please check that out as well.
And we'll be there on the Blockchain Podcast representing, D.C. Check us out. Tap in with us, for some more information, man. Hit up Seema. And until next time, man, go support the Queen, man. See what she got going on. And stop being scared of AI, man. It's about to take over, man. All y'all gonna have AI agents in the next 6 months. How about that?
You know what I'm saying? The next step. Create your own AI agent.
You dig? Yeah, man. And before we get out of here, man, I'm G. The Blockchain Podcast, taking you from the block to the blockchain. This is Seema. Yeah, that's right, Miss Seema Alexander. You dig? You know what I mean? Disruptive AI, man. Just like that, man. Until next time. Peace.